Hi everyone, I have an album flip through video for you today. This one is an 8x8 album by Becky Higgins. This is the cover page that the album has. That's one of the ones that have been brought out a few months ago. So an 8x8 album that I had decided to do for my trip to Queensland early last year. This is a mini travel album in the pocket page style. So I have used a selection of things. I have used the 8x8 pack of page dividers with the page protectors that Becky Higgins has for these albums. I have used some just normal 8x8 page protectors, and I think all of the dividers or divided 4x4 page protectors that I've used here came in this pack, but you could use any other ones. You might just have to punch the holes to match this particular album, as not all 8x8 albums match the rings. I found that most 12x12 page protectors match any 12x12 albums, but with other sizes they're usually fairly selective to the manufacturer. So Becky Higgins ones match Becky Higgins page protectors, but other say 8x8 or 6x8 page protectors may not necessarily fit these ones, and you might have to punch the holes out yourself. So this is my cover page. I have used first of those divided pages. I have actually kept them all in sequence as they came in a pack. So I've used this one as the title page, and I think it said hello sunshine or something like that. So I've covered the word that I didn't need with the black paper, and I have just put adventure in the blue alphas that I had, and then added some more down here and just put a sticker of the aeroplane in there. I have kept the whole album fairly simple, just to get through it pretty quickly and to catch up with my project life, and I just decided to keep this one as a separate album instead of being in project life, just to keep my project life pages a little bit smaller or less albums, and it's just fun to look through a travel album by itself sometimes. So I have kept this one separate. On the back of the title page I have just put the 4x6 project life card. I have used a few cards from Picturesque Project Life Call Kit. I'm pretty sure that's the only cards that I have used aside from cutting down 12x12 papers. So all of the 4x6 and 3x4 cards that I've used are from the Picturesque kit. So I've used this card here, and I've just put the year in the alphas. And in this one, this was acetate cut apart heart into 4 squares, which came in a kit like this with the 4 square page protector, and I have backed it with the blue paper. So this one is like a metallic stripe, and on the back of it is the heart. So this is the seed paper, just 2 sides of it. So I have cut it back or cut it down into 4x4 squares and put different sides of it in different pockets, and I've put the letters on top of the page protector so that the page protector itself doesn't get bulky. So I have stuck it on the outside of the page protector. Then I have added some cards, some embellishments from the various travel themed embellishment packs, layered embellishments and photos. I've used a lot of washi tape in this album because I only had 3x4 cards and 4x6 cards. I have used mainly 3x4 cards by cutting them down or using them as a whole and then adding extras in washi tape. So wherever I didn't have a full card to fill the space, which is in a lot of places. I have backed all of those with just plain white cardstock that I have cut down to either 4x4 squares for these types of pockets, or 8x8 squares for the full page pockets. And wherever I needed extra color, I have either added offcuts of the cards themselves when I cut them down, or the washi tape, and then decorated the remainders with various ephemera pieces. So just more ephemera embellishments. Here I did a fair bit of stamping with the crackle stamp that I like. I think it's from Prima, and blue ink for the background, and layered some washi tape and some embellishments. Similar thing over here. This is a vellum piece that I just put on top of the photo, and there was a fair bit of white space, so I just layered a few things here. Use some large alphas here to do a large title, and to put some rub-ons and acetate pieces, cards from the kit, and some stamping. More decorating, alphas, acetate pieces, different embellishments. More of the same, lots of washi tape, more washi tape, some old pieces from my stash. This one is a clear acetate piece that came in one of those divider page packs. So there is actually a divider tab here, but I decided not to layer it on top of anything else. I decided that the two dividers look really good together like this, so I kept it on top of the cloud paper. I like the back of the paper as well, so I left it blank. The next page, I decided that I just wanted to layer some crackle washi. This one is silver crackle, and I also have the same in gold, and that's one of my favorite tapes. So I've layered that on top of white cardstock, and I put a rub-on the photo, and another one, so I just decorated it with some ephemera. Same here, some rub-ons, some ephemera, some washi, another acetate piece for the divider, put it on top of the photo. I like the photo, so I didn't really decorate it too much apart from putting the writing on top. This one is a long photo, it's a panoramic one, so I've stamped a little bird and a word here. I've stamped a little stamp looking thing here on top of the card, and I've cut this card down from 3x4. I've cut these photos down a little bit and layered them on top, and put them on top with the washi tape. Some more decorating on the page. Gold doily. This was the offcut from the one on this side. I just put the leftovers over here. Wrote directly on the photo. There hasn't been a lot of journaling in this album, so it was just mostly decorating and making a few notes about the photos. Bit of a filler card here. I really like those little hearts. They remind me of those candy cane Christmas things. Divider that I left plain. Another one of those pages that comes in a kit with the acetate star that was cut down into 4 squares. Layered it with white cardstock and did some stamping. And then I put photos on top of it and some words and stickers and things. This is all washi tape, and here I've used a fair bit of ephemera. So this is from a shooting range that we went to, and we did some shooting, so I've kept the targets that we were shooting at, and I've cut them down into circles and I've put them onto the white cardstock, and then I layered embellishments and photos on top of it, and I've done that on a few pages. So this is all cut down targets, and I've just decorated them a bit. So more decorating. These are the brochures. This is the place that we actually went to for dinner, and this is where we wanted to go, but we ran out of time. So I kept both brochures to remind me of what we did and what we didn't get to do, so that we would want to do it next time we're in the area. And it was 8x8 pocket, and I have fused it down in the middle so that both brochures would sit snugly in there, and they wouldn't fall out, and they would still keep separate. Here I've used a bit of memorabilia as well. So I have cut down a wristband that we had at that place that we went to at Dracula's. It was a rubber wristband, so I cut it down and glued it on. And this one was a part of the necklace that we had to wear. So I have cut off the chain that it was on, and I have just kept the metal bit. This is just filler page. Here is a bit of a map of the place that we stayed at. So I have kept it so that we could refer to it in the future at some point. And so this was 8x8 pocket. I have fused it down so that this wouldn't be flopping all over the place. And here I have just added some sequins, fused the pocket over here, and added an acetate flower from one of the ephemera packs that I had, and I have used it on top as well so that the flower would actually stay in the place and it wouldn't move around. And I'm really glad I got to use this caravan ephemera piece, because I don't normally go caravanning or places with caravans, but it happened that on this trip we were staying at the caravan park, so I thought it was perfect to use this, as it's probably the only opportunity I'll get to use it, or at least in a while. So I was really happy to use that one. And for the rest of it, was pretty much a trip back. So I took a few scenic photos, and I didn't decorate them a lot. I just basically stuck a few words and sayings and embellishments on top of them. Like here, just bonjour and fancy. A few rub-ons around the place. These ones, I was pretty much at this point trying to use up leftovers of the sticker sheets and things like that I had. So these are all rub-ons and stickers, acetate pieces. Here, this one is another one of those tab divided. This one is the last tab from the pack, and I have decided to layer it on top of the photo. And I really like the photo. I'm actually really proud of taking this photo. It looks really nice, like a professional photo worthy, like the magazine type photo of the place at Woodburn that we went through on the way home from Queensland. I just really like the way the bridge looks and just the way the whole scenery has been captured. So I have printed it in a fairly large size, and I've just put a few like a word sticker on here, and didn't do much else to it. Just a few more embellishments. At this point I was just finishing it off and trying to use up a few last pieces that I had, and just try and finish the whole project. And I had this card in the Project Life core kit, the picturesque core kit, which said the end, and I thought that was perfect for the end of the album, so I have used that in here. And this piece was a leftover from my previous travel album. I have had 2 packs of these, so this one was from the second pack, and it's one of those ones where you peel off the top and sticky top, and you put the foil on top of it and rub it in, and then when you peel it off, the foil stays on there, so you can do your custom foil embellishments. So that one was the last piece that I had, and I've used it in this album. And decorated for the end. And what I like to do in my travel albums as of late is put a map of where we've gone at the end and mark off the places we've actually been to, the way we've traveled, mark off the places we've visited, stopped at, done something in, just to get a bit of an idea, an overall view of how far we've traveled in the scale of things, where we've been, and you know, the way we went and the places we visited. As looking at photos, it doesn't really give you a perspective on it, so I like to do this and mark it off and finish the album off this way. So that's my mini album for travel to Queensland in 2015. If you've got any comments or questions or anything you want me to record for future videos, as far as any scrapbooking or travel albums or product reviews or hauls or anything like that, leave me a comment and I will see you in the next video. Bye!